If your child asks you about plural possessives and you reach straight for Google, I have some good news for you. I'm Marie from This Child Can, and I'm going to show you how to explain plural possessives clearly, including the tricky ones. Welcome back. In a previous lesson, we've looked at what happens when we want to show possession using an apostrophe, but when there is only one owner. As in this example here, we have the dog's bowl. We have one dog owning the bowl. So what happens if we want to make this plural, if we want to show there is more than one owner? Let's find out. Now let's make it plural. The dog's bowls. We can see that there is more than one dog because we have a group of dogs. And the bowls belong to this group of dogs. Now dogs is already plural. It already ends in an S. So we put the apostrophe after the S to show that the owner of the bowls is a plural noun. We can rephrase it like this. The dog's bowls becomes the bowls belonging to the dogs. And now we can see clearly that the owner is plural. Now let's compare the meaning. In the first example, we have the dog's bowl. We have one dog owning the bowl. In the second example, we have the dog's bowls. So here we have more than one dog owning the group of bowls. So the apostrophe changes the meaning, and therefore its position is really important. It shows us whether there is one owner or more than one. We use the same routine each time. Who owns it? Is it one owner or more than one owner? And does the plural already end in an S? If it does, we simply put an apostrophe after the S. Let's look at some examples. The teacher's mugs, the robot's buttons, and the monster's snacks. We can see that all of these plurals already end in an S, so we just put the apostrophe after the S. If your child gets stuck, ignore the apostrophe to begin with and focus on the meaning. You can turn the teacher's mugs into the mugs belonging to the teachers, and you can use different colours to show the owner and the item. Then you should ask your child, who owns these mugs? Once the owner is clear, it's then easier to know where to put the apostrophe. So what about the more unusual examples? We call these irregular plurals. And a good example is children. We have one child, but we have several children. So for belonging, we write it like this. The children's coats. Now, children is already plural, but it doesn't end in an S. So we write children apostrophe S. We can say the children's coats becomes the coats belonging to the children. The owner is already plural, even though it doesn't end in an S. Some other examples of this include men, women, mice, and people. For example, the people's drinks. We can rewrite this as the drinks belonging to the people. The owners are already plural, so we just add apostrophe S like we did for the children. There are also some really sneaky ones where the word is the same, whether it's singular or plural. Take sheep, for example. One sheep, 3 sheep. So if you see or hear the sheep's wool, this could mean the wool belonging to one sheep, or it could mean the wool belonging to several sheep. And it's only the sentence around it that will make the context clear. It's exactly the same for fish as well. 1 fish, 3 fish. So if you see the fish's tank, it could be the tank belonging to one fish or the tank belonging to several fish. Again, it's the sentence around it that makes it make sense. What about family? Before we start, it's helpful to notice the spelling change when we move from one family to several families. Because one family, notice the family ends in Y, but several families, the Y changes to IES, and that shows we have more than one family. So once we've established whether we're talking about one family or more than one, using the apostrophe then becomes a lot simpler. We have here the family's car. We have one car belonging to one family. Whereas here, now we have the family's cars, showing that we have as several cars that belong to several families. Children often guess if they don't know or understand the rule. So the key here is to identify who is the owner. Once they've got that, they can then turn the sentence around and see if it makes sense. The thing belonging to the owner. Then they've got it. This is a notoriously tricky thing to teach children, and they often get it wrong. So I hope this video helped. Thanks for watching. If it did help, please like it and share it with someone else who might find it helpful too. And don't forget to subscribe to This Child Can for more calm, practical tips to help support children with their learning. And I have a question for you. What's the grammar rule that always looks simple to explain until you try to explain it?